I'm on a blank page right now. I'm on my index page, and if I double click anywhere here, I pull up the property editor, okay? This is a way for me to manage various appearance settings, layout settings, conditions, and this is a context sensitive window, which means that the settings available to me will change based on whatever element I'm working with. I have double clicked on the index page, and so I can only manage the index page from here. If I add a button to the page, then you'll see that the property editor changes its perspective to be able to work with the button. So for example, I can change the label that's on the button. Let's say submit. I can change the style of the button. We have some preset styles here. Or if I wanted to remove the style, I can do that. And I have more controls to independently style this button as opposed to having a preset applied to it. So maybe I give it, a green color here. Ooh, that's so bright. Let's make it a darker green. There we go. And a number of different settings based on what's available for that element. Notice how when I move this button around, that it is staying exactly where I want it. Bubble is not shifting it anywhere for me. It's not repositioning it. That is because the page itself, the index page here, is set to a fixed container layout style. I can change this to one of my 3 responsive styles to have Bubble's responsive engine kick in and position things for me on a grid. So if I change this to a row, you see that the button snapped to the upper left corner. If I try to now move this button just kind of over here and I let go of my mouse, it's going to snap it right back. I can no longer freely position things on the page, but this is a good thing, because this is going to keep you consistent. And if you are consistently designing on a grid, you're going to create beautiful applications that are intuitive for your users. Nothing's going to get lost. It's going to force you to be a lot cleaner in your designs. Not to mention, it's going to be able to adapt to different screen sizes in a better way. So I'm going to add a couple more buttons so that we can see how we can see rows and columns come together. So I'm going to copy this button and paste it. I'm just using my keyboard shortcuts here. I'm going to paste a few more other ones. I'm just using Control-C, Control-V. I'm on a PC. If you're on a Mac, you can do Apple-C, Apple-V. There's a lot of different shortcuts, actually. If you right-click anywhere on the page, you have some settings there. You also have an edit menu. Depending on what you're working with, you'll have different options available to you. So before I change some of these layout settings, let me change the appearance of these buttons a little bit so we can keep them apart. I'll change this one to a primary. Maybe I'll do like a darker purple color here for this button, and maybe a different yellow for this one. Right, that way we can see different buttons there. So notice how when I copied and pasted those buttons, they all fall in a row. They're just stacked from left to right, one after another. Again, that is because the container they are inside of, which is the page, and we can have other containers, but the container they're inside of is set to a row style. Now I have settings to manage this row, right? Right now they're aligned to the left, so they start from the left and stack going to the right. I can go in the other direction. If I go to the center alignment, then we have, they're all going to just naturally start from the center and then work their way out depending on the number of elements you've added. Then we have some distribution settings. So I can space them out where there is space between them, and you can see there's even distribution. So the outer buttons of my row are going to go to the very edges of their container. Again, in this case, the container is the page. If I choose this other option here, it's going to have some space outside of those edges, right? We have a little space on the left, a little space on the right, but still even distribution between them. On top of that, and I'm going to show you here with the center alignment, I can add my own gap spacing between the elements. So notice that they're touching, right? The edges are right next to each other. There's no space there. I can select this and create some column gap spacing. Let's say 10 pixels of spacing gives me, right, a little bit of a gap there. If I increase it to 20, a little bit more. So I have complete control over how much space happens between each of these visual elements. So now if I go to, let me just remove this here, undo this setting, changing the layout style of the page to a column, you see how Bubble redirects them and now stacks them vertically on top of each other, creating a column out of these elements. So I also have container alignment settings here. Right now they're stocked at the top, they're stacked at the top aligned. If I go to the center, that's at the middle of the page, we can see about the height of the page right there. Let me actually take down the height of my page to 600 pixels, just to keep it a little bit shorter, that way we can see it better. Bottom aligned, I can space them out vertically with space around, right? We have a little space at the end there, and then at the beginning versus space between, so it moves those outer buttons to the very edges. Right, so I have control over those positionings in a column and row grid format. Now, align to parent. This is a different one that you're going to have specific use cases for this. Typically, if you have a lot of elements within a container, you're going to go with row or column. But if you have a single element with the container, that's a great use case for align to parent. That's certainly not the only use case. There are others. It just depends on what you're designing. But I'm going to show you what the behavior is here. Let me remove all of these buttons except for one and change the page to align to parent. Now, if I go to the element inside of that align to parent container, I can place this element in one of these nonents. This is broken up into 9 sections. So we have one of 9 nonents that we can select. Right now it's in the upper left corner. If I go to the middle left, lower left, right, I can just go all the way around like this. I can even put it in the center.